Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action. Of course we are going to cover a couple of metrics for Kaspa, a couple of news and tweets, and of course we are going to cover BTC as well as alts in different charts. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So Kaspa is currently trading at 13 cents and is currently experiencing a leg up of 5.5%. Market cap is currently sitting at a little bit over 3 billion USD, and 24-hour trading volume is sitting at 53 million USD. So if we are going to look at the chart over here on CoinGecko, that looks juicy. Obviously we are experiencing that recovery from that recent daily dump, I would say, from yesterday, and price is looking quite boring. However, I do think that we don't have a lot of time left for our accumulation on Kaspa, because next pump is going to come, in my opinion, in a few weeks. But of course we are going to get into charts very soon. Let's say that Kaspa is going to reach 15 billion USD in terms of market cap. That is easy, I believe, for Kaspa. That would put Kaspa at price of, let's say, 71 cents. However, if we are going to be a little bit more bullish and look at the perspective of 22 billion USD market cap for Kaspa, that's only 10x, or a lot for some people, 10x. That would be $1. So let's say if Kaspa is going to be $3, right, at the peak of the bull cycle, which is, well, could be bullish, could be bearish to some people, but let's say that it's going to be around 68 billion USD. That's going to be 30x, which I believe is reasonable, and also 114 billion USD in terms of market cap. I do believe that this is possible. I'm not saying that this is going to happen for sure, but in terms of market cap, it is definitely possible given Kaspa's technology, etc. And of course, given the fact of what money is expected to flow into the total market cap of alts, I would say that 114 billion USD for Kaspa is not that much, considering that we are going to see around 4 to 5 trillion USD for alts. And now a quick reminder about Hong Kong Web3 Festival that is going to take place in April 6 to April 9, and of course Kaspa team is going to be there, the core researcher, the marketing manager, the global ambassador, and another global ambassador. So that is good, and hopefully that Web3 festival in Hong Kong is going to be our bullish catalyst towards Kaspa's next pump. But alright, let's have a look at a couple of metrics for Kaspa. So the current reward is 123 Kaspas, and the next reward is going to be 117. And now the next reduction is going to happen in 2 days, and this is the thumbnail that you guys have clicked for. Okay, please don't understand this that in 2 days you're going to see a huge pumps and you're going to see 100x of profits. No, this is not what I'm saying. I'm letting you know that the next reduction is going to happen in 2 days. I hope that this is quite easy to understand. But alright, let's have a look at hash rate. Hash rate is currently sitting at 196 terahash per second as we speak. Let's examine addresses that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So last time, guys, I have updated you on Kaspa. That was on the 29th. So let's have a look on the 29th. We're sitting at 70,880, and as of today we are sitting at 71,400, and that is going to be around 500 new holders that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So that is big, I believe, in a couple of days. And now let's examine addresses that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So on the 29th of March we're sitting at 19,380, and as of today we are sitting at 19,500, which gives us a difference of 120. So we have 120 new addresses that are holding over 100,000 Kaspa. So smart money is accumulating Kaspa right now and not selling like those weak hands that are basically seeing meme coins pumping, and they are basically selling their Kaspa bags for meme coins. But of course I'm not the one to judge over here. I'm just saying what I'm seeing over here, and this is what basically is happening. People have no patience. But alright, let's have a look at the chart. So at the moment it looks quite boring. Kaspa have interacted again with that level of 0.786 Fibonacci zone, and before that also happened when Kaspa dipped to that zone 0.786 and a little bit below that. After that we saw a huge pump for Kaspa, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen for sure. However, this is what happened in the past, and possibly we could see that next pump coming. Of course, the boring price action is caused due to the fact that we are experiencing that continuation of that BTC dip. Of course, that's caused due to the outflows from Grayscale, and historically BTC always dips either before, on the day of the halving, or after the halving. However, bigger picture is definitely a bullish price action for BTC, and of course that is going to drive the price of Kaspa much higher. So I do believe that this last week, let's say a month or two, because nobody really knows what is going to happen for sure and when, nobody knows exact date, but I do believe that these last weeks and let's say month or two are last chances, last days to accumulate Kaspa, BTC, or whatever you guys believe in. But alright, let's have a look at next possible zones if we are going to get rejected from that resistance that sits at higher levels of 13 cents. So if we are going to retest this as a resistance, and if Kaspa is going to get rejected, we probably are going to retest that as a support again, because we have did 2 times recently, and if we will, that is going to be another great buying opportunity. And maybe it's not a lot, however, if we are going to look at the moment, that's around 7% of healthy profits, I would say, if you are going to jump on that train that is basically departing over here. So I do believe that these are the last chances over here for accumulation. And of course, if it comes to next levels of resistance, if we are going to crush that level of higher levels of 13 cents, that is going to be probably the level of 15 cents, not mentioning about the trend line that is very important over here for Kaspa, that also serves as a support. Well, now currently as a resistance, we definitely have to close above that resistance that serves as a support at the same time, and then Kaspa is going to look a little bit more bullish. At the moment it looks a bit boring, and I do believe that this is a shakeout of weak hands out of the market. But alright, let's cover BTC and let's have a look what's going on and where we are at, so bear with me these couple of extra minutes. Very recently BTC found itself in a yellow zone, and we have dipped to a green, which stands for still cheap. So that recent dip over here put us in that zone, and I do believe that this is great opportunity over here, because BTC in let's say a month or two is definitely not going to be in that still cheap area. And of course, I would like to remind everybody that the halving is scheduled in 17 days, roughly. That is basically changing every now and then, but roughly we can expect the halving event in roughly 3 weeks. So Bitcoin is basically retesting these all-time highs as a support, which definitely not means that Bitcoin is going to drop significantly. It definitely could retest lower levels of let's say 59k. However, that looks normal and healthy in a proper bull cycle. And if we are going to look at the perspective of what happened when we are consolidating either above or below that all-time highs, let's have a look at 2017. So as we can see over here, we have closed above previous all-time highs, and then we have dipped. But alright, after that dip and retest that as a resistance, we had a proper parabola for BTC, just like in 2020. If we are going to zoom in over here, we got rejected from the previous all-time highs, and then after that we got a proper parabola. So if we are going to examine this over here, we have closed above all-time highs, and now we are retesting that all-time high as a support, which is normal, I believe, in a healthy bull cycle. And now if we are going to look at the perspective of a BTC and alts, so OBV very bullish, TSI bullish cross. I think we are just seeing reaccumulation here before the next leg higher. So shout out to El Crypto Prof, and that is true, because if we are going to look at 2020, 2021, that's basically what happened. Once we broke out of that Wyckoff accumulation, we had phase E, and of course in that phase E we had a bit of a pullback. However, after that pullback we had a proper bull cycle that kicked in. And if we are going to look at now 2023, 2024, this is exactly what we are experiencing. We broke out of that Wyckoff accumulation, we have entered fully into the phase E, and right now we are having pullback, and after that we are going to see green in the ocean of crypto. But right, let's cover altcoins alone. So if we are going to look at the things from the standpoint of Gaussian channel, we have just flipped green in that Gaussian channel not that long ago, and if we are going to look how long does it take for the Gaussian channel to stay green during the bull cycle, we can clearly see that we are basically just in the beginning. And if we are going to examine these curves, after these curves we saw a bit of a pullback, of course, and after that the proper parabola. So this is exactly what is happening at the moment. We had the curve, we had the pullback, and in coming weeks I believe we are going to see the proper bull cycle. By the way, short-term price action might be choppy, but the bigger picture looks incredibly bullish. So as I was saying before, we are going to see that boring price action. However, the bigger picture is definitely painting something else over here for crypto holders. And if we are going to look at that possible target, that is going to be around 4 trillion USD, and this is where we are at now. So if we are going to look at basically the last cycle, this is where we are at. That was last chance to buy before the proper parabola, and now still people are saying that this is, you know, the end of the cycle or whatever, because they saw a bit of a pullback. However, this is just a beginning. This is, in my opinion, not a financial advice, of course, this is just the last chance to buy. And if we are going to look at altcoins from the perspective of all-time highs and reaching these all-time highs, we are nowhere near, because we are barely touching this level over here that leads us back to the previous bull cycle, not mentioning about all-time highs. However, if we are going to do 6x from where we are sitting right now, that is going to be around $4 trillion. So as I was saying before, if Kaspa is going to see, let's say, 120 or 130 billion USD in terms of market cap, out of that 4 trillion into alts, I would say this is pretty much reasonable to see Kaspa at $5. But of course, that depends on many factors. Let's see what is going to happen in that Web3 festival in Hong Kong. If Kaspa is going to be noticed by many other people over there, hopefully by Cathy Wood, that would be great, that would be awesome. And of course, it also depends from the fact if we are going to see those news of smart contracts being fully developed, because obviously not that long ago I have updated you up on the fact that smart contracts are in development. However, now we are basically waiting for that announcement that smart contracts are live and complete. So if these two things, I would say, are going to happen, I would say $5 for Kaspa, it's easy. And if we are going to look at the perspective from Bitcoin dominance, which is constantly dropping, let's have a look at 2017-2019. So basically, once Bitcoin dominance dropped, we have experienced a proper alt season, just like in 2021-2022. This is basically what happened when Bitcoin got rejected from that descending trend line. We have experienced proper alt season. So this is exactly where we are at the moment, and looks like BTC's dominance is getting rejected. So we could expect that alt season in the coming weeks. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching that quick Kaspa, BTC and altcoin update. I hope that you have guys enjoyed it, and I wish you having a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Peace and love, crypto.